A white policewoman who gunned down a black accountant in Texas has been identified as new video emerges of the frantic moments after the officer mistakenly entered his home thinking it was hers and opened fire. Amber Guyger, 30, was identified as the off-duty officer who shot 26-year-old Botham Jean in an apartment block in South Dallas on Thursday night. Instagram footage posted by a neighbor shows the female uniformed officer crying into her phone on a walkway at the apartment block. She is heard screaming "Oh God" into the phone before she dashes away out of view. Moments later, the victim is pulled past on a gurney as medics desperately try to revive him. 4 officers follow directly behind and another runs to catch up. Dallas police on Saturday revealed Guyger had worked for Dallas Police Department for 4 years on the Southeast Patrol Division. Dallas police initially said they would seek her arrest, but then handed the case over to the Texas Rangers in order for an unbiased investigation. The Texas Rangers postponed seeking a warrant for manslaughter charges, saying they needed more time to investigate information that had only recently emerged following their interview with the officer. "She is devastated," a Dallas police officer close to Guyger told Dallas News. "She is so sorry for this family." Guyger, the sole woman on an elite crime response team of 10 officers who make high-risk arrests, shot another man in 2017, this time a suspect who had taken her taser. Ubaldo Perez, 47, was hit once in the abdomen, but survived and was sentenced to 2 years on drugs charges. Guyger was not indicted over that shooting. The policewoman moved into the Southside Flats about a month ago, but had never met Jean. According to police, she returned home in her uniform after a shift and then called dispatch to say she had shot a man. She later told the officers who responded that she believed the victim's apartment was her own when she entered. The responding officers administered first aid to Jean, a native of the Caribbean island country of St. Lucia, who attended Harding University in Arkansas and worked for accounting and consulting firm PwC. Jean was taken to a hospital, where he died. Share this article. Guyger has been tested for drugs and alcohol, but results are not immediately available, according to Police Chief Renee Hall. Hall declined to speculate as to whether fatigue or other factors, including race, may have factored into the shooting. She also said the Texas Rangers will conduct an independent investigation. A warrant for Guyger's arrest has not been issued because the Rangers wanted to examine new information first. "Right now, there are more questions than we have answers," Hall told a news conference. She said she spoke to Jean's sister to express the department's condolences to the family. Authorities have not said how Guyger got into Jean's home or whether his door was open or unlocked. The block of flats is just a few streets from Dallas Police Headquarters. Residents of the building said they can access their units with a key or through a keypad code. Jeffrey Scherzer, who lives at the complex, said when he returned home late at night an officer escorted him to his flat and warned him to steer clear of a blood trail. Jean's mother, Allison, suggested in an interview on Friday that her son might still be alive if he was white. "I I didn't know she was white until now. If it was a white man, would it have been different? Would she have reacted differently?" she told KXAS. Allison, who has held government posts in St. Lucia, where she lives and where her son grew up, said her son's death just feels like a nightmare. State Senator Royce West also raised the racial aspect of the shooting, telling a press conference on Saturday, "Is this a white-on-black crime?" "Yes," he said, according to the Star-Telegram. It was a white, female Dallas police officer who shot and killed a person from St. Lucia of African descent. Is this a race-related crime? Don't know. I would hold any type of decision you make on what happened until all of the facts come in. West said Geiger entered the apartment through an open door. "We need to find out whether there was a personal relationship," he said. "There are so many facts that need to be looked at before determining what kind of homicide this is." The island country's government issued a statement Friday expressing shock at the killing and extending condolences to the Jean family. It said officials at its embassy in the U.S. would provide assistance to the family. Harding University said on Friday Jean often led campus worship services while he was a student. Family and friends describe Jean as a devout Christian and a talented singer. His uncle Ignatius Jean said the slaying left relatives devastated and looking for answers. "You want to think it's fiction, and you have to grapple with the reality," he said. A racially mixed crowd gathered near the crime scene for a candlelight vigil late Friday to honor the victim, identified as Botham Jean, 26, an immigrant from the Caribbean island nation of St. Lucia. "We are here to express our outrage, and we are here to demand accountability," said Imam Omar Suleiman, an activist at the event organized by the Dallas-based Mothers Against Police Brutality group. "If this was not an officer that pulled the trigger, this person would be in a jail cell tonight." Suleiman said mourners carried signs with slogans that read "Have a trial when police kill" and "Where is justice when police kill us?" Jean's sister, Alyssa Charles Findley, said she needs answers from my baby brother. "Just last week I was thinking of what to get you for your birthday," she wrote on Facebook. "Now I have to go pick out your casket." Neighbor Alyssa Kinsey told the Dallas Morning News that Jean helped her move new furniture into her apartment soon after she moved into the building with her family in April. "I'll remember his smile," she said. "It just lit up a room." Nathan Monin, a friend from Harding University, said Botham Jean was kind to everybody and would often lead people in song during chapel. "He lived what he spoke," Monin said, adding that Jean's death has stirred emotions of overwhelming sadness and anger. "This doesn't make sense to anybody right now." A YouTube video posted in 2014 shows Jean making his pitch to become the university's Student Association president. "I want to serve," he says in the video. "My Harding experience has really inspired me to want to serve, and I want every student at Harding to have the best Harding experience possible."